Okay, then let us continue with Angular version 16. Make sure that our node version matching to the related Angular version. In that case, it's 16 or 18. I still go with 20 because it looks like that this version is optimal to make that kind of update, which means if you also go from 13 or a newer version to 17, you should be able to use that node version to make that migration. So we have checked that. Then the TypeScript stuff get automatically updated from Angular. Then we will go again into here, stop that application, make this mpx, and make it false. Okay, before we have to quickly make a commit with migrate from 14 to 15. Alright, then let us try again. Ready to learn Angular 19, 20 and 21. This course covers everything new in these latest versions. From hydration, event replay, resource API, signal forms, we cover it all. You will get a complete playground app showcasing all features. Plus, we will build a weather app from scratch to implement everything hands-on. Full source code for both projects included. Check the link in the description. So, now we have again let Angular make the migrations that it wants to make, and it has already updated a lot of Angular packages, but as always, we have to go on our own to make secure that we have the newest versions. In that case, we have here a new version. We have that one that in the last times also made some issues. Looks good. And then we will take a look on that one, because that's also something with 15. So, and that one also in my case is important. Could be that for you there is no custom webpack, but if they are, then you need to adjust that also. I also see that ones that I also want to adjust, because then we have a good starting point. So, and then you most likely run the application once and check then what you can adjust. Also, of course, we can go with the version here also up to have better support for Node. Okay, let us quickly check if the application would firstly make npm I, because we forced the upgrade of Angular. We said that it's not important for Angular, or should not be important, if there are some issues in between the versions. Here we have, for example, a problem with Sentry here, and it says that this version 7 has issues with our new version, which means we're adjusting it here in that case to the latest one. And because I see that this is the same main package, we also update that one. Eventually it has to be newer. So then we have Storybook. we will go one version up to see if that's enough. Yeah, as it looks like that all of that packages. Oh no, not all of them are has newer versions, but yeah, we update all of them that have newer versions. No, that was wrong. Yeah, that's right. So, okay, then let us take a look again. So, now, after the installation worked, we will try to start the application. So, and now we're running the first time into issues by updating the packages. As you can see here, we have a few errors that we now have to fix. We will quickly go into that to see what's the problem. It says that it has an NC component params, but that not exists on modal options. So in that cases, what you most likely have to do is to check from what package this is. In my case, it's NC modal service, and then you will see that they have adjusted with the newest version the component premise to ng data. That we will repeat for the rest of the applications that have this issue. So then it has an issue with that module. Eventually we will see. And okay, has also an issue here that browser tracing is deprecated. That thing comes from Sentry tracing and has deprecated and removed to Node or browser. Okay. That means our package is outdated. That means we have to check here for the Sentry and then using browser. And then, yeah, we can go to also 8 dot, no, oh yeah, 8, yeah. And then has to stop that one, has to install that one. Yeah, that's like the stuff that normally happens, that while a migration you have issues with. Okay, here it says does not exist. Yeah, we will quickly check. Okay, have now searched a little bit through documentations and yeah, saw here from the Sentry documentation that this browser tracing get deprecated and that we should use Sentry browser tracing integration. Yeah, I easily replaced it. I lose the parameters that there was before, but yeah, as I said, I'm not totally into that application, which means I'm not sure exactly how all of that stuff works, and yeah. And I've adjusted the package JSON that it uses Sentry Node because that's the right package to get that from. Yeah. Okay, then let us quickly check if this is now enough. Okay, it still have some issues. Does not appear to be an ng class. What it says is that we should check if that content loader have a newer version. Content loader. Yeah, it has. Then we will update that one and see if that brings the wanted behavior. So then let us try again, starting it. So that looks good. Then, because we now know that eventually the dialogues could be broken, we will quickly check, and as we can see, there is nothing appearing. That's something you sometimes has to know, that if you're changing something, you have to quickly check if there's any relations, because we now here see that how the modal service working has changed, and now we have to check inside of the components if there is a new type of the modals. And when we follow the documentation, they have adjusted the way the data get transferred into, which means in some modals it is like that you get the data not anymore inside of the parameters. You're instead now getting a private variable data, and I will create a new type for that, because that's how the library make it at the best. Modal data, and that one says we get an issue that is exactly what we have here. So, and that's what we get here. So, but now the problem is that it will not know that exactly. It only would know it if we would inject the data, and it is named NC modal data. So, and that thing we have to import, and now that modal understands how everything works. Let us quickly check what we also have changed. Here, for example, we have the issue modal. Oh yeah, that's the same. Okay, we have here issue delete. Is that that's a different one, yeah. And yeah, it's exactly the same behavior. You copy that thing here from here to your dialog. No, not that one. The deletion one. So that one, we paste it here, then import the necessary stuff, and here, for example, we have an issue ID, which means we can again make a interface for that modal data, and that one has an issue ID from type string, and we will then use that data to set the matching data. I think we forgot this part here. Yeah, exactly. We also have to assign this one to the data.issue. Yeah, exactly. And now if we take a look and check again, this works again. And I think now yeah, also that pop-up worked. We can search here. Yeah, I think now everything works again, and that's perfect. And now we can kind of say that this step is finished, because everything that is related with the update itself is now finished. So now it says that we should be sure that the Zone.js version is at the comp supported version. Yeah, that's something that we have checked by seeing if the application went. Then yeah, that's something that we will check later to fixing the tests. Yeah, I mean, all of that stuff is most likely done because the application went and we could like navigate through all of them. But it's important that you really go through that list and check everything that is marked by the Angular team. Yeah, all of that stuff is most likely, yeah, could be related to your application. That's the reason why it's written here down, but yeah, we should take a look over that when it is so far. So, before we make the final step to Angular 17, we will quickly make that migrate 15 to 16. So, but we will do one step before, because when we now make npm1 tests, that is the karma or the testing case from Angular, and we run that one. Yeah, we will get some errors. Eventually we will firstly looking here for karma. Yeah, that one can be updated, okay. Have we karma again? Yeah, here. We can also update. Yeah, I mean, the rest is not that important for the testing itself. We can go little steps. So, but yeah, as you can see, quickly make the npm installation. So expect 2 but got 1. We will go into that one, and yeah, that's the thing we have changed way earlier. And because it's a test, we can quickly fix it by making some placements for that one. And because we not, or here it not really get tested according to the ID, it should be fine. So now we will run the npm1 test again. So, but we have again issues with ng0 and d. So now let us quickly look. Okay, that one. Okay, what does it say? It says in the styles CSS. Let us quickly check. Here's the, what does it say? Style index. Yeah, it tries to get its file from here. So, and here it tries to get style index min, but it not looks like that it have one. But we have here that one, and I think that one could be the right one. ng soro and d dot css or min css. That would be that one. So, okay. And eventually that could be already the fix for that. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. I think it's not correct because I not saw the styles folder. Yeah, we will remove that also. So again, as you could see, like the file style CSS send it that error, which means, yeah, you can kind of take a look and check which files are existing. Depending on your IDE, it could also be that, yeah, it already says that there's no finding for that file. So now we have 44 tests running. Everything runs fine again. Perfect. Okay. That means we can now start with the Angular 17 migration.